Hello everybody, and today I'm going to showcase my Captain America Civil War showcase. This is probably one of my favorite showcases as I've been waiting for Captain America Civil War for a very long time. In this review, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 minifigures to show you, including Falcon, Scarlet Witch, Captain America, Ant-Man, Bucky, Crossbones, Black Widow, Black Panther, Iron Man, War Machine, and Spider-Man. This is going to be probably a two-part episode, including one Team Captain America and one Team Iron Man. My Team Iron Man showcase is probably going to be the one that includes my Crossbones minifigure. However, let's continue to the Captain America part of my section of this review. So here we have Steve Rogers, who I think is probably one of my better creations as it has more details and more additions. First off, let's get rid of the shield, if it'll come off. The shield is a basic Captain America shield with added silver details and a more realistic back to resemble his costume's shield. Now, on the minifigure, I painted these brown boots to resemble his costume, as well as some details on the arms. Now, the torso may seem a bit different to the original Lego version, because the original Lego version had red highlights over here and here. So I covered that with blue, and to not make it so alone, I painted some other details with that same shade of blue. Now this helmet is a new design that I am using, a flash cowl, which I painted blue, as well as the silver Avenger symbol, and further details on the sides. Now, other than the helmet, I also have a custom head. This helmet will come off. Okay, so I've also made this version of Steve Rogers to resemble more of his unmasked version. Now this hairpiece, if you are very eagle-eyed, this is not an actual Lego hairpiece. This is more of a bootleg fake version, as I had nothing else to use. This face is a Bruce Wayne face, and I think it resembles Captain Steve Rogers very well. God damn it. To continue the trend of Captain America minifigures, we have Falcon. Falcon was much harder to make than most of my minifigures, as he had many details that I did not know how to do at first. So first of all, let's start off with the wings. The wings is a cardboard cutout that I made and painted details onto. The front and back are here. Now his torso is a photoshopped normal Lego torso that I printed out and sticked onto his torso as a decal. His arms have red highlights here and here, as well as his brown sleeveless parts here and here. His face is probably the one that took me the longest, as I had to decide what face I wanted to sacrifice. I decided to sacrifice the cyborg head from the superhero airport battle, which was included in War Machine. And I colored the eyes red here and here. Is this thing will focus? I'm sorry if it's not working. Wait, let me just try and get this to work. Oh my god, the focusing. Anyways, okay, I'll show you to you later on in the photos. So here, there's supposed to be some red on the eyes here and here, as well as the mouth over here. Okay, it's focusing. So the red details are here, here, and the mouth is here, as well as a painted goatee. I also painted a strap around here to resemble his goggles, as well as the black around it to resemble his thin hair. as it did not have a fin hairpiece. So overall, I think Falcon's a very good minifigure that I made, and I like it a lot. Now we have Bucky the Winter Soldier. Bucky was a very hard minifigure to make. Well, not exactly, but basically I used the original Lego torso, arm, and legs, as well as his hairpiece. The only two things I've customized is his rifle and his face. His face was a Poe Dameron headpiece that I thought would work very well to resemble Sebastian Stan. And the gun was just inspired by his sniper that we saw in the second trailer. Overall, Bucky is another very simple minifigure. However, it's also one of my favorite. Next off, we probably have the simplest of the minifigures I've ever made, which is Scarlet Witch. Scarlet Witch wasn't really easy to make as there weren't any details on her. The only details I was able to do were to change the Supergirl face to change the eye colors to black, as well as these small details on the sleeves here and here. Overall, there's nothing else on Scarlet Witch, but I still like it because it is a very powerful character in the film. Finally, to finish Team Captain America, we have Ant-Man. Probably one of the best minifigures I've ever made. Ant-Man was a very hard minifigure to make, and was one of the most sacrificing ones. Mostly because I did not want to sacrifice the Ant-Man helmet, as it had the red details here, here, and here. But after looking at reference pictures, I thought it looked better. First of all, with the helmet, I sculpted over the empty part here and drew some details here, as well as these two lines over here. I also drew this thing to, I don't know what, resemble what. Here also I took inspiration from some photos that I saw from things like Pinterest, Google, Yahoo, and others. I also colored this black and here silver because they resemble the costume. Now onto the torso. The torso was probably one of the hardest parts, and it's probably not the best looking. So I colored this silver here and here, and I painted all the details. Overall, I think it's very accurate, but not very centered. The arms are one of my favorite parts, as it has a lot of details, including the wrist gauntlets, the red part, the silver part, and the gray part here. I used the original Lego pants because I thought they still looked amazing. Overall, Ant-Man is probably one of the best minifigures I've done on this channel, even though this is my very first video. Alright, so that was my Captain America side showcase, which probably has included crossbones. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this Captain America Civil War Part 1 review, and I'll see you in the next video, which is my Team Iron Man review.